All right, what's going on, everybody? We are back for Game 3 of the Sixers versus the Washington Wizards, live from Washington. Should be a doozy. There's 4 games today, NBA, starting at 1 o'clock. Obviously, you had the Brooklyn Nets versus versus the Boston Celtics last night, and the Boston Celtics came to play. It's 2-1 now. Who would have thought? The Brooklyn Nets went on a run. I think it was a 14-0 run to start the game. And then the Celtics just took their hands and just shoved it up their ass. So, it's one of those gloomy days where it's good and bad because it's Memorial Day weekend. You want to get out there, you want to go to the beach, you want to do a lot of things with your friends and family in the sun, but it's not sunny. It's going to rain for the next 9 days. It's fucking bullshit, especially because COVID is over, like I said last night. By the way, I kind of want to apologize for the future. For future videos, I will not be putting alcohol products in my videos, all right? Because last night, I showed the crowd I was having a great time, but I showed myself drinking. I don't like doing that anymore. I'm 28 years old. I just don't like doing that anymore. That's something I did in my past. I don't want to do that anymore. Kids watch my channel, and I'm not condoning alcohol because no one should be drinking alcohol, honestly. It's fucked up shit. But with that said, we have a game to talk about. And yeah, this is a weird one for me because I do feel like the Sixers can sweep, but I did say Sixers in 6. The Boston Celtics did beat a great team in the Nets last night, like kind of destroyed them, honestly. So you just never know in the NBA. It is tough to sweep in the NBA. It's not easy. So I don't think we're going to lose tonight, but if we lost tonight, I wouldn't be shocked. All I know is Russell Westbrook's playing on a bad ankle. That could have something to do with figuring into us sweeping them, but I just don't know. I couldn't – honestly, this series sucks. All right, we're playing the Washington goddamn Wizards. This series should be an easy one. We should close it out and then worry about the Atlanta Hawks because the Atlanta Hawks look fucking good. They look really good, and I don't think it's going to be the Knicks anymore because the Knicks, Julius Randle, fell apart just out of nowhere like that. And I'm not going to say they don't have a chance because that crowd in MSG is relentless, but – I don't know, man. Trae Young is disgusting. He's crazy. But I don't. It's this game to me today. What do we have to do to win? I mean, we're the better team. It's just simple. I'm not gonna feed you bullshit for a half hour on here. I'm just here to entertain you guys. I'm here to see what you guys are talking about. I'm here to answer your questions. But this series it's not good. It's not entertaining. Honestly, it's boring. I wish we were playing a better team to see where our skill set is at. But unfortunately, we're the 1 seed playing the 8 seed, and this is how it usually goes. I know there's a couple Washington fans that follow me, but even they tell you, maybe they'll steal a game, but they're not on our level. They're just not, especially if not all of the pieces are clicking for Washington. You need your shots falling in. You need to play perfect defense. You need to hope that our shots don't fall in. It's one of those series where we're actually playing pretty well. And if Ben Simmons keeps it up, there's no fucking shot that they're going to get within 10 points of us again. There's no shot. Because if you have Ben Simmons playing well, it's over. It's a wrap. And that's talking about going to the Eastern Conference Finals. If you play a team like the Boston Celtics, well, not the Boston Celtics, but the Brooklyn Nets or the Bucks, and Ben Simmons plays like that, you have a shot. But that's why I say that we don't have a shot because Ben Simmons isn't consistent. If Ben Simmons was that consistent like he was the other game, forget it. We'd be a contender. But he doesn't. He's not consistent. And I don't think he's going to be consistent today. He's got to prove me wrong. Hopefully I am wrong. But we'll see. It's just one of those things where it pisses me off because I know what kind of skill set he has. And he doesn't use it. He had 22 points the other day, along with a ton of rebounds, along with a ton of assists. He did everything. Great defender the other day. He did everything. And look, we kicked the shit out of them. The first game, we were suffering at halftime because he was doing his 15 rebounds, 15 assists, but 6 points, and 0-6 at the line. It's night and day. When he performs, the team fucking performs. Because we already have a megastar in Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is probably a top 3 player in the league. I personally think he's behind only LeBron. Joel Embiid is that important to this team. If you add Ben Simmons playing the way he did in Game 2, there you go. You got a dynamic team. You have role players. Danny Green, Seth Curry, who can shoot, not missing many shots. Mike Scott's ass is on the fucking bench. Thank God. I'm 5 minutes in and I'm already done with the series. But I have more to talk about. I don't know why. I just have more to talk about. So Oscar the Grouch, I like that Nitro COVID is over. It is over. It is done. It is a wrap. Guys, take off the masks, especially if you have the vaccine. If you have the vaccine, just go wherever you want. Go to a club tonight. Philly's opened up. New York's opened up. Jersey's opened up. Just go out and have some fun. Don't stay inside. I mean, if all you can do is stay inside and watch these games, that's more power to you. Like, have a good time doing that. But if you can get outside, go outside. It's been well over a year, and everyone's done with it. So just have fun, have a blast, live your life, and yeah, it's over, baby. What's up, Eagle Lifer? How you doing? Jock Talk, hey Nitro. I'm all right. Should be a sweep, but won't be. I mean, here's how I see it. On paper, it should be a sweep. It really should be. Problem is in the NBA, like I said before, it's very tough to sweep a team. Like, I thought the Nets were going to sweep that series against Boston easily. And at the beginning of the game, it looked like they were. And then you saw Boston make some coaching adjustments. I don't know how you do that against an all-star team like the Brooklyn Nets, but they did. And they kicked the shit out of them. They truly did. So I don't know. NBA is all about adjustments, and that's why I don't really think it will be a sweep. It should be a sweep, but I don't think it will be. Yeah, I don't know. It should be. I just don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those weird things. And I'm sorry I didn't come on at 10:30 this morning. I'm going to be honest with you. I was out all night last night. I was too tired, and yeah, that's why I'm doing it right now. But I just feel like if everyone plays their part, Ben Simmons stays consistent, this series will be over in 4 games. But that's something I have to see. You're going on the road to Washington. I'm pretty sure the fans are back. And I think it's going to be a test. I think it's going to be a little bit of a test today. Not much, but a little bit of a test today. A lot of people are saying in 5, possible. I just don't know. I don't really care about the Wizards. I'm sorry if I sound like a douchebag, but I just don't care about the Wizards. Hey, what's up, Luca? How you doing? Go subscribe to his channel. Great content creator. Does a lot of play-by-plays, and yeah, he's a very hard worker. Yeah, go sub up Luca Rossano, and yeah, phenomenal content creator. Does a lot. Like I said, does a lot of play-by-plays, and he does a great job at it. So go sub him up. Thanks, buddy. What else do we have? Who do you got winning the championship? Personally, I think the Jazz have a great chance having the Spider back. No. Here's how I see it with the Jazz. The Jazz are a good team. I feel like their record's kind of padded a little bit because of all the bad teams they played. I have the Lakers coming out of the West. I just do. You have LeBron playing the way he is. You have the team playing with chemistry. I have the Lakers going back, especially with – the Clippers are down 2-1 to Dallas. They should beat Dallas. They should come back in that series, honestly, because Dallas isn't as good as the Clippers. But you never know. Everyone wants to see Lakers-Clippers, but we just don't know if that's going to happen. It's a series now, so hopefully. But out of the West, I have the Lakers. I think it's pretty simple. Like, they're the best team in the West. They really are. And obviously in the East, I have the Nets, although the Bucks look pretty dangerous. I don't know why I'm watching softball right now. Brent, what is up? How you doing? Score prediction for today. All right, let's go. I'll go Sixers. I'm going to keep it low scoring. I'm going to go Sixers 105, Washington 92. I think it's going to be a 13-point game. So take the under. How's it going? Hey, what's up, Addy? How you doing? Yeah, so I think it's going to be a very low-scoring game today. It's the first game was high-scoring. The second game was kind of high-scoring. I feel like this one's going to be kind of, I don't know, something has to give. I feel like it's going to be a lower-scoring game today, especially because it's gloomy out. It's a rainy day. I know they're inside, but it's just everything about today kind of sucks so far. So it's just, yeah, I have it as a low-scoring game today. But as for this team going forward, because obviously, unless they lose today, there's nothing really to talk about when it comes to the series. As for this team going forward, the X factor is Ben Simmons. I can't nail this on the head enough. The X factor is Ben Simmons, and people want to say, No, it's Danny Green. No, it's Tobias. No, it's Ben Simmons. It is. You saw how great he played. He played phenomenal in game 2. And the team won by almost 20 points. He is the X factor. If he plays well, the team looks dominant. If he doesn't play well, the team looks mediocre to average, even with Joel Embiid. So he's the X factor. You cannot compete with these teams, especially the Bucks and the Nets, if he is not playing his best. And that's just the facts. He needs to play his best every single game. He can't give up on plays. He needs to shoot the ball. He needs to play like the number 1 overall draft pick, like where we took him. He needs to play like that. People were comparing him to LeBron James a couple years ago, So it's one of those things to where, yeah, I'm hard on Ben for a reason because I know what he can bring. I know it, and when he plays half-assed, I call him out on it. And, of course, you're going to have his fanboys that are like, oh, he's the number 1 pick. Give him some time. How much time do you have to give the guy? He's 5 years into his NBA career. You can't expect someone to be that late of a bloomer. Either you can shoot the ball and you want to shoot the ball, or you're not going to shoot the ball. That's why I'm hard on him. So it all comes down to him. It all comes down to Ben Simmons at the end of the day. That's just how it is. Who will be the MVP of today's game? Joel Embiid. I have Joel Embiid being the MVP of today's game just because I feel like Ben Simmons is going to be inconsistent, and I feel Joel Embiid's going to have to do most of the work. I have JoJo scoring 38 points today. 38 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. That's what I have JoJo's stat line at today. So he'll definitely be the MVP today. Just because in the first 2 games, the first game, he had foul trouble. The second game, it was the Ben Simmons show. I feel like today's his game today. What's your prediction for the Bucks? Sweep. They're going to sweep Miami right out of the building, especially because Jimmy Buckets has no help right now. Tobias is a bucket. Should have been an all-star. Tobias has had a phenomenal year this year. I have to eat some crow on that because last year I was extremely hard on Tobias Harris. He was consistent this year. He was big for us. And like I said, if it weren't for Tobias Harris in game 1, that first half he had, that great first half he had, we would have lost that game. So he's been phenomenal this year. He's definitely been a huge, major help for this team this year. That's no excuse. Look at Tatum, his 4th year, and he wasn't even the number 1 pick. Exactly. And it's like Tatum's a monster, man. Like, honestly, if there weren't so many dynamic players in this league, like I'm talking like Doncic, Embiid, LeBron, he'd be at the top of the list right now. I think he's a top 7 player, maybe even a top 5 player, because it sucks that he's on a bad team, but he's good. Tatum's fucking dirty. I was watching his game last night. I think he scored 48 or something. Let me see. Hold on, I gotta look because I don't want to mess that one up because he had a filthy performance. Let me see. All right, Tatum. They scored 125 points last night. He scored 50 points with 6 rebounds and 7 assists last night. He's filthy, man. And that's one player that I wish we got. Unfortunately, we jumped up to number 1 and picked Markelle Fultz. And wait, was that the draft? That was a draft. We picked Markelle Fultz. We jumped up to get Markelle Fultz. And Boston picked Jason Tatum at number 3. We could have got him. But that's where everything's a gamble in life. The NBA draft, the NFL draft, you never know. We picked Devontae Smith. We think we're going to have gold with him. He could flat out suck. You just never know. Kadarius Toney, the guy that the Giants picked, everyone thinks he's going to be a bust. He could be very good. You just never know. It's weird. What is the best game you ever saw in person? It has to be the Eagles, the NFC Championship game. Has to be. I was there. It was the loudest atmosphere I've ever been a part of. And obviously the game itself was unbelievable. Everything went right for us that year, and it sucks to see where we're at right now, but hopefully we're back to that soon. Tatum isn't a top 5 player. My top 5 is, but that's what I'm saying. If you didn't have all these dynamic players, he would be a top 5 player. He'd probably be at the top. He's really good. He's a phenomenal asset to that team. But there are a ton of great players in this league. That's why I'm saying, and that's how deep the NBA goes with talent. Russell Westbrook just broke Oscar Robertson's triple-double record, and no one gives a shit because you see all these other players like LeBron, Luka, and like no one cares because he's on a loser team. It's like he stat pads, but he doesn't actually help the team out. If he were actually helping the team out, he'd be incredible. It's weird with him. It's really weird because he has great stats all the time, but he always loses. It's weird. It's odd. So I'm pissed about it. They played horrible last night. I bet on the Knicks last night. My buddy's a Knicks fan, and he's going through some trouble right now. But I bet on the Knicks last night, and that's why I bet on them. And they played horrible. Like Julius Randle was like 2 for 15 from the floor. He's not been himself. Julius Randle to me was an MVP candidate this year, and he's just not been himself. So it's definitely it's weird with that team. It feels like that's a kind of team that feeds off a crowd. And obviously being in Atlanta, they're not going to feed off that crowd. And spitting on Trae Young isn't going to help you. It's only going to hurt you. That guy doesn't miss. The Hawks shot like 60% from 3-point range last night. It was disgusting. It was crazy. You're not going to be any team in this league when they're shooting 60% from 3-point range. It's just not happening. Thoughts on Sixers fan throwing popcorn on Westbrook? I mean, he got banned, but let's be honest, guys, it was popcorn. It's not like he spit on the guy. But whatever. It happened. Randall has sucked in the playoffs. Yeah. He's been MIA big time. And he's the key to their success, just like Ben Simmons is the key to our success. And Julius Randle has been completely non-existent. Like, he hasn't even been a factor. Like, he's been like a bench player. Like, he's been terrible. And that's why they're probably not getting advanced, because without him playing well, you're not going to have a shot. Because let's be real. They got Derrick Rose starting his first game since 2015 last night. He balled out. He scored 30 points last night. But other than that, who do they really have? Nerlens Noel ain't that good. Bullock's not that good. Barrett, bust. Like, they don't really have anybody, and it's like, people like the Entertainer are huge Knicks fans, and he can tell you, without Randall, you're not going to win. It's not happening. He's your MVP. Without him, you're not going to win. Hey, what's up, Kristen? Nice to meet you too. But that's what I'm trying to prove. Without either your top 2 players or top 1 player not showing up, you have no shot. No matter how great your system is, no matter how good you are on defense, no matter how good you are on your transition offense, you're not going to win without your best players showing up. You're just not. Randall hasn't shot more than 34% from 3 in the series against the Hawks, if I remember correctly. I don't think, like last night, he only made 2 baskets, and he shot, I think, 15 times. So that's bad. Like, that's really bad. When Randall plays, it's 6 Hawks versus 4 Knicks. Yeah, I mean, to me, when I'm looking at that series, because I've watched the whole series up to this point, when I look at that series, they're pretty even teams when it comes down to it, but it's just who makes their shots. And Atlanta just killed it last night. Atlanta destroyed it from deep last night. So I don't know. It's a tough series to figure out for sure. But Randall needs to show up. I'm going on my rant about the Yankees. Yeah, I mean, I lost to Detroit last night with Cole on the mound again. That's not very good. Why am I still watching softball? Yeah, with Cole on the mound again, they lose. He's your Cy Young, and you're not scoring for him. So I don't know what to say about them. It's still early in the year, but they need to step it up because the Sox keep winning. What's up, Ryan? How you doing, buddy? But yeah, the Red Sox keep winning. They're not going away. So the Yankees have to keep winning, or else they could miss out. To be honest with you, it's nuts. But yeah, we're about 20 minutes in. Do me a favor, guys. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And I'll be on for about 10 more minutes. I have nothing better to do, so why not just do this for a little bit more? Most delusional AFC East fans. Delusional? Probably delusional AFC. Maybe the Jets. I don't know. I don't think there are any delusional AFC East fans. I don't know. Maybe the Bills. I have no idea. I have no read on that division at all because the Patriots owned it for 20 years. So I have no idea who's the most delusional fan base. Maybe the Bills, possibly. If you're all right, I'm gonna actually address this one because a lot of people bring this one up, obviously. If you're not from New York, don't have relatives that are Yankee fans, and you're a Yankees fan, you're most likely a bandwagon. Well, my dad is a Yankees fan, and let me debunk that claim real quick for anyone else out there. The New York Yankees are a global organization. They're not just New York. They're global, all right? If you want to talk just New York, like a New York team, you could talk about the New York Mets. New York Mets, like that would be weird. If you like all Philly teams and you like the New York Mets, that's weird because not only are you liking a team from New York, but you're liking a team that's in your division. You know, that's weird. But the New York Yankees, I disagree with that theory because they're global. They're like Real Madrid. They're like the Lakers, the Cowboys. Anyone around the globe can like them. You know, they have that thing to them, like the symbol. People love the symbol. You know, I disagree with that. I truly do. I'm debunking your theory. You know, hopefully you don't hate me now. I don't see the Yankees making the playoffs with the way that the Red Sox are playing good, man, and they don't even have that good of a team. It's weird. Like their best pitcher is who? Nick Pivetta. He was on the Phillies. They got rid of him last year. Like they don't even have a good team. It's weird. I guess a manager does make a difference. What's surprising to me, dang, San Francisco Giants keep winning. This is the funny thing about that, all right? And hear me out. Phillies fans got on my case every single year when I said that Gabe Kapler was not the problem. Like it was the guy in the front office, the GM, the schmuck that's still there. And Gabe Kapler is leading a team full of shit to a 30-19 record. Yeah, still the manager? I don't think so. It's still the manager's fault? I don't think so. He's a pretty damn good manager. Jets fans are Yankees fans, in my opinion. Doesn't he usually go Jets, Nets, Mets, and Islanders? I think that's what it usually is. But yeah, I mean, anyone could be a Yankee fan. Anyone can. I'm a Yankee fan, you know? So it's your preference on what you like. You know, I don't see why people bash on others for liking another team. I don't get that. I think it's stupid. There's a lot of bullies out there. I got vaccinated yesterday. My arm hurt so badly. It feels like I got hit by a truck. Yo, stay safe, all right? Stay safe. Lie down. Take some Advil, I think it is, and just be safe. But I mean, yeah, like you guys could like any team that you like. And why am I still watching softball? You guys could like any team that you like. If you like all three Philly teams, but like one team outside of the state, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. You know what isn't fine is liking the Dallas Cowboys when you're from Philadelphia. That's not fine. That is some weak ass shit right there. So I'm totally okay. People liking different teams, but if you like the Cowboys when you live in Philadelphia, that's weird. That's some weak ass shit. You know, but that's the only example of where it would be weird because you have a football team literally right there, like literally within walking distance, and you like the Cowboys. It's like you're trying to like cause a fight, you know. But yeah, talking about that vaccine, I don't know which one you got, but talking about that vaccine, my brothers, not my brothers, my friend's girlfriend got the vaccine, and they didn't have COVID the whole year. All of a sudden, 3 days later, they both have COVID. It's like something's going on with this vaccine, man. Something is fucking going on with this vaccine, and I just wish more people did some research. But it's too little, too late, I guess. Would I be a Jet? Neither. I don't hate the Jets. I don't think anyone hates the Jets. But the Giants fans, like, let me tell you something about these Giants fans. Giants fans are the most delusional fans. Those are the most delusional fans in the league right now. You have a team that's coming off of a 6-10 record, and they're saying they're going to win the division this year when losing an offensive lineman and having a quarterback in Daniel Jones who's been one of the most inconsistent quarterbacks in the league. You got him a second round wide receiver in the first round. You pretty much didn't do anything to bolster your lineup other than get overpay for Kenny Golladay. You know, I don't see them being any better than 7 wins this year. I really don't. And Giants fans can be like, what the hell is happening? They're delusional. That's why. When your team is bad as my Jets, you can't really hate us. Now, I mean, my friend's a Jets fan. So I don't hate the Jets. I think the Jets – I kind of feel bad for the Jets, actually, because they've always been the kind of beaten stepbrother of New York. They've been in the shadow of the Giants, as much as I hate to say that. And, you know, they're just never good. You know, they drafted Sam Darnold, number 3 overall, 3 years ago. He didn't pan out. Then they got Zach Wilson, some guy that looks like he's 13 years old. I mean, I think he's going to be good based off his skill set, but let's face it, he's going to the Jets. So Jets are known for ruining players because they don't put the talent around them to succeed. So I don't know. I don't know. It's a weird one. Giants should have drafted lineman in the first and yet didn't even draft a lineman. Yep. Exactly. How does that help their team? It doesn't. They just like to throw shit at the wall to see if it sticks. That's what Giants fans do. But, yeah, it is what it is. We're almost at half hour, guys. Do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And, yep, Sixers-Wizards, game number 3 tonight. I have the Sixers winning 105-92, 13-point victory. I think it's going to be a sluggish game for the most part. It's a gloomy day. If you have nothing better to do, get outside. If you're going to go watch the game, preferably go watch it outside. Go to a bar or something. You know, it's been over a year. Time to get out of the house, guys. As a Giants fan, I don't think we'll be good. Yeah, you're smart then, because there's nothing on paper that says you're going to be good. You know, you didn't really bolster anything on the team. Like I just said, overpay for Kenny Golladay. You lost the lineman. You didn't draft a lineman. And you got a second-round wide receiver in the first round. Does that mean you're going to be good? I mean, you didn't do anything. How are you going to be better? I'm a Jets, Yankees, Knicks, and Rangers. Yeah, I think that's how it usually goes. No, I think it's usually – is it Giants, Yankees, Knicks? I think that's how it goes usually, but who cares? Doesn't matter. Whatever you like, you like. Whether it's the colors, you know, the team, the way they play, you know, the atmosphere, it doesn't matter. If you like anything about that, if you like anything like the all the above of what I just mentioned, it's fine. You like whoever you want. Thoughts on Zach Wilson? Like I just said, you know, I think he has a great skill set. I do. He played at BYU. His best year was obviously last year. And, you know, he could be a flash in the pan, but I like his skill set. I like how far he can throw the ball. And he just looks poised. You know, a lot of people are making fun of him because he looks like a 13-year-old, but I think he could be good. Like, if they protect him, I feel he could be really good. And they just got that wide receiver out of Ole Miss. So they definitely got him some assets to work with, so that's good. I think the NFC East is up for grabs. Yeah, except for us. You know, I hate to be a Debbie Downer, guys. I think we are going to stink. Like, I don't say this about the Eagles much. I really don't. I'm one of those more optimistic fans when I can feel a championship coming. I think we're going to stink. A lot of these other people on YouTube, they could have their thoughts, their opinions. I'm not going to attack anybody anymore on their opinions. It's their opinions. Everyone has one. Personally, I think they're going to stink. I really do. Everyone's relying on Jalen Hurts to be this great messiah of a quarterback, and I don't see it. I just don't see it. And the team runs around a good quarterback. Like, the team is the quarterback. If your quarterback's not performing well, you're not going to win. Same thing with Flacco. If Flacco comes in, he's 36 years old. He's old. You know, he's not what he used to be. And our offensive line is still up in the air. We drafted that one guy out of Alabama, but he just came off of a major injury. So it's like, I feel like, and unfortunately, I hate playing for next year, but I think that's what we're doing. I feel like we're playing for 2022 because we have the 3 draft picks, 3 first-rounders probably, because Carson Wentz will play at least 75% of the snaps. We'll have the 3 first-rounders, and maybe we'll get our quarterback next year. I think that's what they're banking on. It's like they want to see what Jalen Hurts does, but in the back of their heads, they know it could possibly be an epic failure. So they're playing for next year. That's why they accumulate all these assets. So I think the NFC East is up for grabs except for us. I think we're going to win maybe, well, I said 7 games. I think it's being generous. I think we could win less than that, honestly. But I said 7 games. We'll be like 3rd or 4th place. We have top 5 offensive defensive line. Yeah, Eagles fan. Yeah, I mean, Jason Kelsey's getting older. It obviously runs around him or runs through him. But like I said, you don't have much unless you have a good quarterback. And I don't think he's the guy that gets the job done. I'm sorry, I just don't. I'm an Eagles, Sixers, and embarrassingly an Orioles fan. Don't watch much hockey, but I've watched the Flyers now. Then great energy. Tell me how'd you become an Orioles fan? That's a good one. The media hates Philadelphia. They talk about popcorn incident, but they don't talk about the spin incident. They've talked about it. They've talked about the spinning incident. That guy got banned as well. But obviously, it's an easier narrative when you're talking about Philly because everyone knows what kind of fans we are. So it's an easy narrative. They're like, oh, look at those Philadelphians doing Philadelphian things again. It's an easy thing. It's like picking at a low-hanging fruit. It's easy. It's easy to talk about because we keep doing dumb shit. Stop doing dumb shit and it won't happen. How was my day at the Jersey Shore? Oh, man, it was so good. Look at that tan. Dude, I'm working on my tan so much. I'm in the light, so it's probably a bad example, but I'm dark as shit. I've been working on my tan, and I've been really working up to it. So next week when it's not raining, I'll head down there again. Maybe I'll do a video for you guys. But I really, really, really like the Jersey Shore. I drive 40 minutes almost every single day to go down there just to tan and walk. That's what I do, So I'm loving life right now. And I'm not working right now. I took a long vacation. I will be off for a long time because, number one, I made a ton of money during the pandemic, all right? I'm pretty well for myself right now. And you know what? I view it as this. I am a person that loved going out. Like, I loved going to clubs. I loved traveling. I loved doing all that stuff. And last year, I felt like I missed that whole year. I lost a year in my late 20s. And I want to get that back somehow. So I'm taking a pretty decent vacation time. Like, we're not talking weeks. We're talking months here to just relax, do some things that I couldn't do last year. And I just feel like if you have the capital, if you have the money, I suggest doing it. You're only going to be young for just a little bit. Just go do it. If you want to go do something, go do it in life. That's what I'm doing because us as humans, we lost a whole year due to this stuff. So we got to get it back somehow. Boston New York rivalry would be the best. Yeah, I mean, Red Sox versus Yankees rivalry will always be the superior one. But the thing about that rivalry is kind of diminished a little bit because we play so many damn times a year, and there hasn't been any incidents lately. So, and we just made a trade with them in the offseason. We gave them Adam Ottavio. So, my parents got divorced at a young age. My dad was a diehard Eagles fan, but my mother met my stepdad, who was from Maryland. I didn't know much about baseball, but ended up rooting for the Orioles. Hey, there you go. That's a story right there. I'll believe it. Do you work at Link Financial Field? No, I don't work anywhere right now. This is what I'm doing. I'm sitting back, enjoying a nice cup of what is this? Hazelnut, regular cream and sugar, iced coffee from Dunkin' Donuts, strong as shit. And then I'm going to go watch the Champions League final. I got Chelsea today because Brandon Pulisic is an American and I'm an American. So that's what I'm doing today. And I'll watch the Sixers game later, even though the series doesn't matter anymore. Have you played much poker? I love poker. I'm semi-professional. I'm not professional. I'm semi-professional. I was going to play in the World Series of Poker last year, but obviously because everything was going online, I didn't really want to do that. I'm a live player. I don't do online poker. And I had to skip out on that one. Chelsea all the way. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, obviously, Man City's the better team, but Chelsea, I got to root for him. I got to pull for him. How much do I know the Eagles' history? I don't go way back, but recent history, I know all of it. I don't go like I don't go past the Buddy Ryan era. I don't go past that. Like I'm a diehard fan, but I like to keep it within I like to keep it within my era, because it's a lot to grasp, it's a lot to learn, and there were a lot of fucked up times in that era from the 70s, 60s. Like there were a lot of fucked up times, and I don't want to put that in my memory. So I stick with my era and just a little bit before, like Ray Rhodes and stuff like. Other than that, I'm kind of like, yeah, whatever. Let's go Pulisic. Hell yeah, American boy. Yeah, soccer's fluky. My cousin played in the 2019 World Series. Who's your cousin? Do you think Ben Simmons would be a better fit with Jokic? No, I think I think he could be a good fit with Embiid. He's just got to play consistent. Why do people hate the U.S. men's national team in soccer so much? Probably because they're American. Not a lot of people like Americans. We're kind of cocky. That's probably why. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna get off soon. I've had a blast doing this. But yeah, let's go Sixers. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel on your way out, and share the stream around. It was a fun one. I'll be doing this before each and every Sixers playoff game. And have a great rest of your day, guys. Peace. Go Sixers.